So as you can see, we are now here in the balancing of the risk. So last meeting, we discussed about the linear error of closure and yung tinatawag natin na yung latitude and departure. So as you can see, diniscuss natin yon. Paano na natin malalaman kung meron tayong tinatawag na linear error of closure? Di ba magkakaroon tayo ng linear error of closure if yung summation ng departure natin is not equal to 0 and yung summation ng latitude natin is not also equal to 0. Doon tayo nagkakaroon ng tinatawag natin na linear error of closure. And then, yung linear error of closure natin is merong dalawang components. That is the error in latitude and error in departure. Again, wala tayong linear error of closure if this summation of latitude is equal to 0 and yung summation ng departure natin is equal to 0. If this is the case, it means that we don't have committed a linear error of closure. Ibig sabihin, yung closed traverse natin is a closed traverse. Closed talaga siya. Okay? And then we have here, paano mag-erase na nito? Okay? So, next natin i-discuss is the balancing of traverse. If meron tayong error from the surveying, we need to distribute the error. Diba? Hindi natin siya pwedeng i-correct lang sa isang side. So, let's say, ito yung closed traverse natin. This is your closed traverse. So, meron kang error na ganitong magnitude. So, dapat lahat ng side na yon is makakatanggap ng correction. Okay, so balancing of traverse. So it is said sa surveying, or we have a principle in surveying, it is desirable to distribute errors in a systematic fashion to various sides. Okay, so in a systematic fashion or in systematic way, we need to distribute that error in latitude and error in departure. So in systematically balancing method, we have two method. Pwede rin naman natin siyang i-correct yung error natin by the use of graphically method and other method. But meron tayong most common na ginagamit when doing a balancing of the traverse. One is the compass rule, and next one or the other one is the transit rule. Yung compass rule, also known as the Baudwich Rule, named after the distinguished American navigator Nathaniel Baudwich, it is based on the assumption that the quality of distance and the angular measurement as approximately the same. It is further assumed that the error in the work are accidental, and thus the total error in a particular site is directly proportional to its length. So, pag compass rule yung kino-consider natin, ang ina-assume natin is nagkaroon ng accidental. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin alam kung sino yung mas pinakamaraming na-commit na error. So, nagbe-base tayo dun sa proportionality. Ibig sabihin, pag mahaba yung length, mas mataas rin yung error natin. So, that is the compass rule. Again, yung compass rule, yung total error dun sa particular side na yon is directly proportional to its length. Okay? Ganun yon. Yung transit rule naman, it is the method of transit rule is similar to compass rule, but the main difference is that with transit rule, the latitude and departure is depend on the length of the latitude and departure correction, depend on the length of the latitude and departure of the course respectively. Wait lang, naulit. Transit rule, the latitude and departure is depend on the length of the of the latitude and departure correction depends of the length of the, okay, dito ulit. Okay, so again, The method of transit rule is similar to compass rule, but the main difference is that with transit rule, the latitude and departure depends on the length of the latitude and departure of the course respectively. This is suited for survey where sides of the traverse are measured by the stadia and subtense bar method. So yung transit rule, ginagamitan natin siya yung um, sa compass rule, di ba, it is more on length and error. Pag nagdating tayo sa transit rule naman, gagamit tayo ng latitude and departure. Okay, discuss muna natin yung compass rule natin. So, the rule states that the error in latitude or departure in a particular side is to the total error in latitude and departure. As the length of the side is to the perimeter of the traverse, these corrections are given by the following equation. Sabi daw doon, yung correction in latitude, let's say yung course AB natin has an error, di ba? Paano nga tayo nagkakaroon ng error? Or paano natin masasabi na gumit tayo ng error pag yung latitude and departure is not equal to 0, yung summation. So, ibig sabihin, kung may course AB tayo, i-correct natin to. Ito yung iti-take natin. Ano yung i-correct natin sa length AB? Ang tawag natin doon is the correction in latitude or CL. Yung ibabawas natin dito sa departure ng AB. All over the error in latitude. Yung error in latitude natin is the total summation of the latitude is equal to D all over D. As you can see, sa compass rule, gumamit tayo ng proportionality of the distances. Kasi daw, it is directly proportional yung distance ng particular course natin to the total distance. Okay? And next, we have, we just simply cross-multiply it. Cross-multiply natin yung error in latitude. So, we have error in latitude times D all over D. That is the correction in latitude or C sub L. Ito yung i-add or i-minus natin sa departure natin. Or I mean sa latitude natin. Okay? Next naman, pag correction in departure naman, that is your C sub D all over the total error in departure is equal to D all over D. To get the correction in departure, so we just simply cross-multiply this one, E departure times D all over D. That will be your correction na i-apply doon sa particular na kinukonsider mong departure. That is your C sub D. Again, yung C sub L natin is the correction to be applied to the latitude of any course, kung ano yung particular na kinukonsider natin. Yung C sub D is the correction to be applied to the departure of any course. E latitude is the total closure in latitude or the algebraic sum of the north and south latitude. Yung error in departure naman natin is the total closure in departure or the algebraic sum of the east and west. Yung D naman is the length of any courses natin. And D is the total length or the perimeter of the traverse. So we need to remember a simple rules in making a correction. If the sum of the north latitude exceed the sum of the south latitude, latitude correction are subtracted from the north latitude and added to the corresponding south latitude. Ano yung ibig sabihin niyan, ma'am? Ibig sabihin nun, pag yung summation ng latitude natin is a positive, ibig sabihin nun, mas mataas yung north natin, pag nagtitake na tayo ng correction, i-minus natin siya sa north latitude. And yung nakuha natin correction ulit is i-minus natin siya pag south latitude siya. Okay? Next ulit is we have, if the sum of the south latitude exceed the sum of the north latitude, the correction is applied in the opposite manner. If naman daw yung sum E-depth natin or yung E-latitude natin is a negative, ibig sabihin mataas yung south natin, ang gagawin natin nun is mag-a-add tayo, okay? Mag-a-add tayo sa south and magma-minus tayo sa north. Okay? So, ganun yung gagawin natin. So, let's have example here para mas maintindihan. Given below are the tabulation of the observed data for a traverse obtained from the transit type survey. So as you can see, this is a transit type survey. So we can say na pwede natin gamitin is a compass method. Okay? A transit type compass method. So meron tayong course AB, meron tayong distance, and meron tayong bearing, which is respectively given. So, we need first to determine the latitude. Bakit, ma'am, kailangan muna natin i-determine yung latitude and departure? Kasi dapat malaman natin kung meron ba tayong error na na-commit. Okay? So, we have here, for the latitude of AB, ilan yan? Kindly compute nga para meron tayong participation ngayon. Kindly compute for the latitude of the AB and please give the correct designated sign. Please participate. Ilan? Kunin yung calculator. Anyone? What is the latitude of the line AB? Yes, we have positive 48.153. That is 92.82. Again, length times the cosine bearing. Yung cosine bearing natin is equal to 58 degree and 45 minutes east. So, we have that. Kindly convert it, Mr. Eres, in tama. Yeah, 48.152 or 153 meters. So, it is positive kasi north. Pag latitude, titingin lang tayo kung north or south. Pag north, positive. Pag south, negative. How about the course BC? So, length 131.89 times cosine 44 degree and 10 minutes. Ilan yan? We have 96.61. Kindly get the sign po. Yes, we have negative 94.607 or 61. So we have negative 94.607 meter. Next, for the latitude or the course CD, that is 113.11 times cosine 11 degree, 31 minutes. Ilan yan? Ilan? We have negative 110.83. 833. So we have negative. Again, pa nagagawa tayo ng please take note that pag gumagawa tayo ng balancing, at least 3 decimal places po. We have negative 110.833 mm. So negative kasi south. South yung latitude natin. Latitude DE, ilan yung latitude DE natin? That is 92.50 times the cosine 85 degree and 20 minutes. Ilan yan? We have 7.526. So we have 7.526 positive. So positive 7.526 meter. And last, we have latitude EA. For the latitude of the EA, that is 125.50 meter times the cosine of the bearing na 25 degree and 19 minutes. That is ilan? We have positive 113.447 meter. So that is our latitude. Now let's compute for the bearing. For the bearing, that is length times sine times beta. So, ilan to? 92.82 meter times sine of the bearing, 58 degree 45 minutes. Ilan yon? Ilan? Ilan yung kuha natin? That is length times sine beta. We have positive 79.395 or 353. Yeah, 353 meter. So that is 92.82 sine 58 degree 45 minutes. That is 79.353 meter. How about the departure of the line BC? So for the departure of the line BC, that is 131.89 times sine 44 degree and 10 minutes. So we have ilan? Positive or negative? Yeah, positive 91.894. Bakit positive? Again, this is east. Pag departure, tumitingin tayo, it's either east or west. Pag east, positive. Pag west, it is a negative value. For the departure of the line CD, that is 113.11 times 11 degree and 31 minutes. Ilan yan? Ilan to? That is equal to, how about yung iba? Hindi nagpa-participate. Kayo bahala. We have negative 22.258. 583 because we have here west, so negative. Negative 22.583 meter. Next, for the departure of the DE, departure of DE is equal to 92.50 meter times sine 85 degree and 20 minutes. So, ilan yan? Yes, we have negative 92.193 meter. For the departure of the line EA, that is 125.50 meter times sine 25 degree and 19 minutes. Ilan? We have negative 53.66 66 meter. So as you can see, that is negative. Bakit? Kasi yung departure is nasa west. So it is negative. Again, it is very important to indicate the sign of our latitude and for our departure. And next, di ba? Na-lesson na rin yan ni ma'am. Next is we need to determine the summation of these two para malaman natin kung meron tayong error sa departure and error sa latitude. So, determining the total closure in latitude and departure, sum muna natin yung north latitude natin. So, summation of north latitude, yung lahat ng north isum muna natin para mas madali natin maintindihan. Add muna natin. And then, so 48.152 plus 7.526 plus 113.447 meter, that is equal to 169.125 meter. So that is your summation of your north latitude. Next naman is yung isum natin yung negative latitude natin, yung 94.607 plus 110.883. So we have here 94.607 meter plus 110.833 meter, that is equal to negative, against the south siya, so negative 205.44 meter, 44 meter, which is the summation of our latitude. And then, pwede, next naman, is-summation naman natin yung sa departure natin. Erase lang natin para mas malinaw. Summation natin yung lahat ng positive natin. So sum natin itong dalawa, 79.353 meter plus 91.894 meter, that is equal to 171.247 meter. That is your summation for your east departure. Next summation naman natin yung west departure natin, which means the negative sign. So we have here the three negative sign. We have 22.2583 meter plus 92.193 meter plus negative 53.66 meter. Tama po ba to? We have negative 168.442. Tama po ba? Pa-check po.
Yes po.
Yes. So that's your summation of your west departure. Paano natin makukuha yung e-latitude? Again, pag e-latitude, di ba, we will just simply add these two. So 169.125 plus negative 205.440, that is equal to negative 36.315 meter. That is your total area of closure sa latitude. Kung ayon, ito kasi yung right way, or this is the the right way to solve the error in latitude para mas malinaw. Una muna i-add mo muna yung summation ng north latitude and yung summation ng south latitude mo. And then saka mo siya i-add. Yung ginawa natin nung last meeting, we just simply add this 5. So same rin yung makukuha natin dyan. Yung makukuha natin dyan is just negative 36.315 meter. Ito kasi systematic solution lang to para mas malinaw. So ito yung gusto kong makita during your laboratory activity, which will be on next meeting. Ganito dapat kayo mag-solve para madali nating ma-check or madaling maintindihan. Okay po. Next, for the summation of the departure, the east departure, and the summation of the west departure, we just simply add these two, di ba? Add lang natin itong dalawa. So we have 171.247 plus 100 plus negative 168.442, that is equal to 2.805 meter. Ito yung total error or closure in departure. Okay, is this correct? Kindly check po nga.
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Okay, thank you. And then, so we have error, right? Next, solve muna natin yung total D. Bakit isa-solve natin yung big D or yung perimeter ng traverse natin? For this formula, kailangan di ba natin ito, yung D natin? Okay. So, solve lang natin, add lang natin itong 5. This is your perimeter. So, total lang natin yan. That is equal to 555.820 meter, or it is our perimeter of our traverse. So, yung D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus D5, that is 555.820 meter. Next is tatabulate natin yung solution natin. Again, ulitin natin, pakatapos natin i-solve yung latitude and yung departure, you need to solve for the total error of closure. And pupunta tayo sa big letter D or the perimeter, and itatabulate natin yung solution natin. So this is the computed latitude and the computed departure. As you can see, meron tong error, and we need to correct that error by distributing the error in each courses. So determine correction for latitude. We have here CL is equal to E latitude times D all over D. Yung CL natin is the correction. Yung E latitude natin is, eto yung na-compute natin, negative 36.315. Yung D natin is the corresponding course, and yung D natin na big letter D is the total perimeter. Okay, we have here, di ba ito, itong D all over, wait lang, mali. Di ba, as you can see here, yung E-latitude natin is just the same for all courses. Okay? It is just the same. Hindi nagbabago yung error latitude natin. So, ang magbabago lang dito is eto, 92.82 yung small d natin. Okay? So, CAB, ibig sabihin, eto yung i-correct natin sa course AB. Ito yung i-apply natin sa course AB. So, E-latitude is equal to D1 all over D. Ano yung D1 natin? Kung babalikan natin sa problem natin, yung D1 natin is 92.82. So, we have here 92.82 all over D yung nakuha natin, 555.820. That is equal to 6.064. Tama po ba to? Nakukuha to? May question? Pwede nyo gawin. Eto, di ba, constant to. Hindi to nagbabagong dalawa. So, para mas madali nyo i-compute, eto, i-store nyo na, then, i-multiply nyo na lang siya sa corresponding D, na maliit na D. Di ba, ito, hindi siya nagbabago. Yung E-latitude and yung D natin is our constant. Yung nagbabago is yung corresponding distances natin in each courses. So for the course BC naman, we have 36.315. Yung dito natin, ano yung distance ng BC natin? Balikan natin yung distance ng BC natin. Oopsie. Yung distance ng BC natin is 131.89 meters. So mayroon tayo dito 131.89 all over DD, the big letter D, 555.820. That is equal to 8.617 meter. Next, we have E-latitude 36.315 times D3. Yung D3 natin is equal to, which is kino-consider, di ba, natin is the course CD. So we have 113.11 meter. So that is 113.11 meter all over 555.820. That is equal to 7.390. Next, we have here the correction na i-apply natin sa line DE. So, E-latitude times D4. Yung D4 natin is the length of the line DE. The length of the line DE is equal to 92.50 meters. So we have here 92.50 meter all over 555.820 times the E-latitude natin. That is equal to 6.044 meter. Next, for the correction na i-apply natin sa line EA or yung sa course EA natin is equal to the E-latitude times the corresponding length of the line EA, which denoted as D5 all over D. So yung D5 natin here is equal to 125.50 meter. So that is the designated 125.50 meter all over 555.820. So meron tayong 8.20 meter. Correct ba to? Pa-double check nung mga nakuha natin. Pa-double check po. $8.20. Okay. So we have that. So as you can see, ito yung hatian nila or ito yung, di ba meron tayong error na 36.315 meter? That's your error. Okay? Yun yung error natin. Yun yung paghahatian ng mga courses natin or yung mga line natin. So sa course AB natin, yung sa correction na i-apply natin sa line AB natin, meron tayong i-correct na 6.064 meter. Sa course BC naman, meron tayong i-correct sa latitude na 8.617 and so on. So dapat yung total nito is equal to dito rin. 'Di ba? Erase natin. Dapat yung total nitong lahat, so add natin 8.064 plus 8.617 plus 7.390 plus 6.044 plus 8.20. If we add that one, it should be equal to 36.315. Kasi yun yung total error natin. And that total error is distributed in each courses. So, dapat yung pag-distribute natin or yung hatian, dapat equal rin dun sa kung ilan yung hinatian nila. Okay? It should be equal. So, we do this at least our random checking. Kasi mahirap na kung nagkamali ka. Marami kang babalikan along the process. So, time to time, you need to do the random checking. So, dapat, as you can see, inad natin tong 5, we get 36.315, which is just equal to the our error. Yung mga pinaghatian nila na 36.315 meter. Next is we have here the determine the correction for the departure naman. Kung sa departure naman, it is just the same, but ang gagamitin natin, since we consider departure, the correction in departure, ang paghahatian nila is yung sa error for the departure. And yung D all over D is just the same for this, like this in latitude. Okay? So we have it here. So, i-departure natin, nakuha natin kanina, that is 2.805. So, kung di nyo alam kung saan yung kinuha, eto po yun. Error in departure, 2.805. So, lagay lang natin. So, 2.805 times D1 natin. Yung D1 natin, alam natin yan, 92.82 all over 555.820. That is 0.468. Kindly double check, please. For the error of the departure, that is D2 all over D times the error of departure, which is our D2 is 131.89 meter. That is equal to 0.66 meter. For the correction that we will gonna take for the line C, D, so error in departure times the corresponding length all over the total length, which is 2.805 times 113.11 meter times 550 all over 555.820. That is 0.571 meter. For the correction in the line DE naman, we have error in departure times D all over 4. D4 all over D. So D4 is the corresponding line of the course DE, which is 92.50. So 2.805 times 92.50 all over 555.820. That is equal to 0.467. For the correction of the last line, which is the line correction in the line CE, line EA, that is E departure times the corresponding length of the line EA, which is equal to 125.50 meter all over the total perimeter na 555.820. So times 2.805, eto. So we have 0.633. And next with that, we need to do a solution check or a random checking. So for the solution check, sum of the departure correction, CD, is equal to 0.468 plus 0.66 plus 0.571 plus 0.467 plus 0.633, and that should be equal to 2.805. Kindly check po nga kung equal talaga sa 2.805. Pa-check po. Move on to the next slide. Pa-check muna.
Correct po, ma'am.
Correct. Okay. So, as you can see, dinistribute natin. Yung sa course AB natin, meron lang tayong iti-take na correction na 0.468. Yung correction sa line BC, meron tayong 0.66. As you will observe, hindi natin dinivide ito by 5 and saka natin i-distribute yung error, or ibig sabihin pantay-pantay silang error. Yun nga, sinabi ko doon sa first slide natin, yung principle ng compass natin, pag mas mahaba yung length, mas malaki yung error. As you can see here, di ba yung pinakamahabang length dito is the line BC, 131.89. Right? So, as you observe, siya yung may pinakamalaking i-correct or may pinakamalaking error na dapat i-correct, which is 8.617. So, it is directly proportional with its length. So, you can do that as one of your checking. So, ano yung gagawin natin dito? Dito, papasok yung sinasabing rules ni ma'am. Eto. Di ba meron tayong simple rule to remember that if yung sum of north natin or north latitude natin nag-exceed sa sum of the south latitude, yung latitude correction natin is isusubtract natin siya sa north and i-add natin sa south. In this problem, kayo yung mag-isip. I will give you. In this problem, yung sum ng north natin is, yung sum ng latitude natin is negative 36.315 meter. Ano yung ano yung nag-exceed? South or north latitude?
South.
South latitude. So, ano yung
po.
gagawin natin dito? Ano yung gagawin natin sa mga nakuha natin? Eto. Kung mataas yung south natin, kailangan natin pababain yung south natin. Ibig sabihin, kailangan tayong mag-add sa south and kailangan natin mag-subtract sa north. Tama ba? Hindi ko sinabing tama itong sinabi ko. Is that correct? Kung sobra yung south natin ng negative 36 point, negative 36 point, ano yun? Something, 36.315 meter. Para magkaroon tayo ng 0.00 para maalis yung mga error, ano yung gagawin natin sa mga correction na to? I-add ba natin to? 6.064 or ima-minus natin? Anyone? Yes, you can have a try lang. Lucky guess. Not lucky guess. Subtract sa?
Sa south po.
Magsusubtract tayo sa south.
Tapos add sa north.
Mag-a-add tayo sa north. Sige, gawin natin yun. Okay, gawin natin yun. So, as you can see here, eto na yung magiging, etong 48.152, saan natin nakuha to? Ito yung ano natin, latitude. Ang dami na nating solution. Umaba kasi ito. Ito yung mga latitude natin, mga positive, di ba? May negative tayo, which is pag south, negative. Yan. Tapos, ito, dito tayo mag-a-add yung mga nakuha natin na correction. Okay? Yung mga na-compute natin correction. I-add natin or i-minus natin. Balik tayo doon. Ito yung pangit pag-presentation. Balik-balik lang tayo. Okay. So, positive, di ba positive yon? 48.152. Sabi nyo, mag-a-add tayo sa north. So, as you can see, north, di ba ito kasi positive. So, add tayo ng correction na 6.064. Ito yon. 6.064. That is 54.216 meter. Next, we have here negative 94.607. Negative ba yun talaga? Check nga natin. Yeah, negative kasi south. Negative 94.607. So we have that negative. So ilabas nyo muna yung negative. Tapos, i-close parenthesis nyo, 94.607 minus 8.617. So, nag-minus tayo. So, that is 85.99. So, this is negative. So, lagay natin dito na negative. So, that is 85.99. Huwag nyong i-direct input sa calculator nyo kasi negative plus negative, that is positive. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, mag-add siya, di ba? So, ang gawin nyo lang, hiwalayin nyo muna yung dalawa. Tapos, magsusubtract tayo ng corresponding correction. Okay? Next, we have negative yung latitude natin, 110.833, minus yung correction natin sa line CD, kung titingnan natin, yung correction natin sa line CD, that is 7.390. Since, di ba, ito, negative ito, so isusubtract natin siya. Okay? We have negative 103.443 meter. For the adjustment latitude of the DE, that is positive. Positive yung nakuha nating latitude, di ba? Wait, ito yon. This is positive. Positive 7.526 yung line DE natin because nasa north yung line DE. So, pag north, a-add tayo. Mag-add tayo. So, we have here 7.526 plus 6.044 meter. That is equal to 13.57 meter. For adjusting the latitude EA, that is positive 113.447. Ito again, ito yung computed latitude natin and ito yung correction natin. So, since this is positive, mag-a-add tayo ng 8.20. Galing siya dito sa correction natin. And then, that is 121.647. And then, we need to do the solution checking. Ito yung pinaka-importante. That the algebraic sum of the adjusted latitude should be equal to 0.00. Kasi in-adjust na natin siya. Nung una, yung computed latitude natin, yung summation niya is 36.152. Dapat, pag in-adjust natin siya, since in-adjust na nga natin siya, dapat mag-equal na siya sa 0.00. So, try natin. 54.216 plus negative 85.99 plus negative 103.443 plus positive 13.57 plus positive 121.647. Tama ba? 0.00? Kindly check po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Kung nag-equal siya sa 0, ibig sabihin, okay na yung latitude mo. Close traverse mo in terms of latitude. Check naman natin siya or i-correct naman natin siya when it comes to your departure. So for your departure, ano yung gagawin natin? Napakita na ni ma'am. Kung titingnan natin dito, ano yung nag-exceed? Yung error ng departure natin is mas marami yung ano. Kung meron tayong 2.805 meter. Kung meron tayong 2.805 meter, ano yung mas marami? East or west?
East po.
Yes, east. So, if we will go back to our simple rules, tapos, papalitan lang natin ito ng east departure, and papalitan lang natin ng west departure. Same lang po yung pagko-correct natin. So, okay, if the sum of the east departure exceed the sum of the west departure, departure correction are subtracted from the east, positive kasi, and yung departure are added to corresponding west. For example, nalimutan mo yung rules natin. Ako hindi ko tinatandaan yung hindi ako masyadong nag-base sa rules. But it is just the rule, pero mas maganda gamitin is yung the basic principles. So ganito ako mag-isip sa problem pag ganito. Kung mas marami yung is natin, kailangan kong bawasan yung east. And kailangan ko dagdagan ng yung west. So ibig sabihin, kailangan ko mag-subtract sa east, kailangan ko mag-add sa west. Nakukuha? For example, mas marami yung west natin, -5, let's say, yung error sa departure natin. Ibig sabihin yan, mas marami yung error sa west. So, babawasan ko yung error sa west at mag-a-add ako doon sa east. Nakukuha nyo ba? Kung paano ginagawa?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po.
Dito na tayo. So, again, mag-a-add tayo. Mag-a-add tayo sa west at magso-subtract tayo sa east kasi mas malaki yung east natin. Okay. So, again, positive for our is positive 79.353 minus yung correction natin 0.468. Again, since ito positive yung departure natin, which correspond to east, so magma-minus tayo. That is equal to 78.885 meter. So, we have here adjacent for the departure of the line BC. That is positive 91.894. Balik tuloy tayo, baka mawala kayo. Ito yun. Ito yung na-solve natin. Positive 91.894 because east. So, pag east, diba, magma-minus tayo nung correction na na-solve natin. Yung correction na na-solve natin sa line BC sa departure is 0.667. So, ito yung ima-minus natin. 0.667. That is 91.228 meter. Next, we have for the adjacent of the departure of the line CD, that is negative 22.583. So since it is in west, so nag-add tayo sa west, so plus add the correction 0.571. Ito yon, galing yan dito. Yung correction ng line CD and yung departure na i-correct natin sa line CD ulit. Negative 22.583 meter. Again, nasa west siya. Next, we have here. The adjusting departure of the DE is equal to negative 92.193 plus 0.467, that is negative 92.66. For the adjusted departure of EA, that is equal to negative 53.666 plus 0.633 yung correction natin, the correction of the departure. So that is negative 54.299 meter. And again, let's do the checking, the solution checking, that the algebraic sum of the adjusted departure, departure should be equal to 0.00. So add lang natin 78.885 plus positive 91.228 plus negative 23.154 plus negative 92.66 plus negative 54.299, that is equal to 0.00. Tama ba? 0.00 talaga?
Yes po.
Yes, 0.00. So, ibig sabihin, okay na yung latitude mo and okay na yung departure mo. Ibig sabihin nun, close na yung traverse natin. So, we have here the last step. We need to have a tabulated solution for all of our solution. Okay po. So, we have that. So, course AB, lagay lang natin sa left side yung course. Yung correction natin, yung latitude natin. So, pag in-add natin, that is 36.315. And sa departure natin, ito yung mga correction sa AB na inano natin, tinake natin. So, yung summation sa departure is 2.805. Next is the adjusted latitude. So, lalagyan nyo na. Since this is north, so we need to put it on its north side. So, ilalagay lang natin. Ito, positive ito, so nandito sa positive north. Ito, negative, yung adjusted natin, nandyan dapat yan sa negative south na column. So, ilalagay nyo lang siya dyan. Then, as you can see, meron tayo sa babang summation. And dapat yung summation ng north natin is just equal to the summation of our south. Diba? And pag inad natin itong dalawa, since this is positive plus negative, same magnitude, bibigay tayo ng equal na 0.00. So, wala tayong error na sa latitude. Same rin sa departure, lagay natin yung para sa east and yung para sa west. And add natin siya at pag inad natin siya, itong dalawa, that is equal to 170.113 meter. And pag inad natin yung west, that is equal to negative 170.113 meter. Same magnitude, different sign, and if you add that to, mag-i-equal yan sa 0. And again, pag nag-i-equal yan sa 0, ibig sabihin, close na yung traverse natin, or eto, yung close traverse natin is dilagyan na natin siya ng linear error of closure, or nagkaroon na tayo ng adjusting ng mga courses natin. Okay po. Malinaw? Malinaw? Do you understand this one po?
Yes po.
Okay. Next is, compute natin yung linear error of closure and the relative error of closure. So, again, pag linear error of closure, that is just your square root of your E latitude square plus the error in departure square. So, sa E latitude natin, di ba, meron tayong error na negative 36.315 squared plus 2.805 squared. So, meron tayong nakuhang 36.423 meter. For the relative error naman, that is LEC all over D. So, 36.423, which is yung linear error of closure natin. Ito. Yung D natin is our perimeter. So, ito yung relative error natin. So, it is just the combination of the previous discussion natin. Is there any question with this one? Any question? If not, malinaw?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So, we have, ilan pa? We have 30 minutes. I think mabibitin tayo kung ipagpapatuloy natin yung transit rules. So, you have your 30 minutes left. You can solve this one. Makukulangan na kayo ng oras. But, okay lang yun. Let's end it here na lang. Isang example lang kasi paulit-ulit lang naman yung procedure. It is just a procedural and a little analyzation kung mag-a-add ba or magma-minus ba. Again, it is just a procedural. So, isang example lang. So, let me give you again a summary of what we have discussed in this meeting. Sana tayo. Okay. So again, we discussed about the balancing of traverse. So it is said that it is desirable to distribute error in the systematic function of the various sides. So we have two popular or two most used method, the compass rule and the transit rule. Pinagkaiba lang ng compass rule, pag compass rule, we use the principles of proportionality. Pag mas malaki yung distance natin in a specific courses, automatically we can expect na mas malaki yung correction na ibabawas natin or i-add natin. So, that's your compass rule. Pag sa transit rule naman, ginagamitan natin siya ng latitude and departure. So, imbes na length, nagbe-base tayo sa latitude and departure. So, pag mas mataas yung departure, mas mataas yung correction. Pag mas mababa yung latitude, mas mababa yung correction doon sa line na yun. So, that's your transit rule, which we will discuss on next meeting. Pag sa compass rule naman natin, we discuss here the compass rule. We have meron tayong sinusunod na rules on doing the compass method natin. So, we have here yung correction ng latitude natin is directly proportional doon sa error in latitude. That is equal to the length of our course and directly proportional to the total perimeter. So, doon yun nagbe-base. So, cross-multiply lang natin. So, we have here the correction in latitude and the correction in departure. Next, we have here the simple rule. Pag yung north yung nag-exceed, kung ano man yung nag-exceed, dun tayo magbabawas. Kung north yung nag-exceed, dun tayo magbabawas. Kung south yung nag-exceed, dun tayo magbabawas. And kung sa departure naman, nag-exceed yung east, magma-minus tayo sa east. Kung nag-exceed yung sa west tayo magma-minus. And we have here the illustrative problem. Number 1 is to determine muna yung latitude natin. And next muna yung departure. And after that, we need to determine the total error in latitude and total error in departure by summation of the north latitude and the summation of the south latitude for the error of latitude, and the summation of the error in departure and summation of the west departure for the error in departure. And after that, we need to determine the total perimeter so we can solve for the correction. And after that, we have here the course. Ano na muna natin, itatabulate natin para malaman natin kung saan tayo merong mali and para mas malinaw siyang intindihin. Next, in determine the correction for latitude, gagamitin lang naman natin yung mga formula na binigay ko. And then after you determine the mga correction, dapat pag sinam mo yung correction, magto-total siya doon sa error sa latitude. So, we have here 36.315 and 36.315. Same goes to the departure. Dapat yung mga correction na iti-take natin, dapat equal yun sa error na na-commit natin. So, that is 2.805. That is also equal to 2.805. And when we adjusting the latitude, so the adjusted latitude is equal to the computed latitude, yung kinumpute natin, plus or negative, it depends, okay? It depends, plus and negative for the correction for your latitude. Again, yung CL is the corresponding courses na correction. Same rin para sa departure natin, yung gagawin natin. Computed departure plus minus the corresponding correction for the departure. So, we also do a algebraic solution or solution check here. Dapat mag-equal na siya sa 0.00. Ma'am, paano pag hindi siya nag-equal to 0.00? Ibig sabihin, meron kang nakuhang mali dito. Or meron kang sa calculator nyo na mali kayo mag-input. So, kaya napaka-importanteng dahan-dahan lang sa pagsagot ng ganitong problems. And also, we need to tabulate our adjusted latitude. Yung ibig sabihin ng adjusted latitude, yung tama na siya. Wala na siyang error. Okay? So, makikita rin ng mga nag-check dito yan. So, kung ako yung mag-check dito, ako titingin. So, dapat parehas yung magnitude nitong dalawa. Okay? And also, you need to add yung tinatawag natin na linear error of closure and yung relative error of closure. So, that is the step-by-step of computing using the compass rule. Is there any question po? Wala? I hope I make myself clear.